Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys. Well, hello and welcome to the dulcet tones of Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Day. We're very excited to be here. Go check out our bonus. This week we talk about, diets. We worry about calories, concerts,
all the fun
stuff like that. And also, we talked to Leah Black on Crappy Hour. Thanks to everybody who joined us for that. That was super fun. This coming Monday is Amazon Live. That's at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And if you want these videos, these recaps on video, we do videos every day. Find them at Crappens On Demand on Patreon, as well as our bonus episodes. Okay, welcome to Salt Lake City. How you feeling today, buddy?
Feeling great. I really enjoyed this episode. It was a nice kind of counterbalance to the last episode being so crazy. And this one was like, people chatting. It's really also fun to see Heather trying to gracefully have a separation from Lisa Barlow, but we all see what she's doing. She's she visited Barlow as a friend, and now she's like, I don't want to do this anymore, but I don't want to be the bad guy. So let me just try to go around and make it seem like I'm the mature adult before I totally turn on her.
Yeah. Let me pretend I haven't been, let me pretend I've actually been this person's friend this whole time instead of actively working behind her back to get everyone else to turn on her. So I'm not the only one trying to turn on Lisa again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it a lot. And we also, by the way, we watched Wife Swap, which we'll be recapping. And I don't know if you mentioned that, but because I zoned out for a second, but which was all about Angie Katzenevas. So it's I feel like it was big Angie Katzenevas energy last night. I thought she was really entertaining, and yeah, great episode.
Big Greek energy last night. Big Greek energy here on Bravo. So we open with Angie and Heather FaceTiming. They're both making coffee. Heather has an entire drawer of Keurigs. Now, I haven't seen that. You missed it?
No, I saw that. I thought the same. I was like, why doesn't she get one of those organizers?
I actually love her. I actually love her version of it. I have to say, love her Keurig style, because I can't find a decent Keurig organizer that doesn't make me nuts. I've tried so many different kinds. They take up too much space. They're ugly. I don't like them. But having a whole drawer, I mean, that is privilege right there. When you have your own drawer to just shove your Keurig pods in there, right?
That's what I was thinking. I am the way I dedicate space to different things in every drawer of my kitchen, to just have a drawer dedicated pods. I was like, wow, she has a lot of storage. That's what that means, because that's that was so what my thought was. I was like, man, the way I'm Tetrising my ice cream scoop in, which I don't even have anymore because it wound up in the dishwasher and got ruined. But when I did have it, the way I would Tetris it in with a garlic press and then a spatula, and then she just has, oh, let's just take up all the space with some
Yeah, that's a woman with not a lot of kitchen gadgets. I don't think there's a lot of cooking going on there. She's like, now that my girls are leaving, I finally have a Keurig drawer. Thank God. I call this the thank God those little bitches are gone drawer.
I know. By the way, it was a rather extended compare and contrast montage between Heather and Angie making coffee. I don't know why we necessarily needed it. I guess what we saw was Heather's was the Keurig, was Angie's more. How did she? I don't even remember how she made hers, but they just were. It was comparing and contrast. Look at how two different housewives in Salt Lake City approach coffee in the morning.
So Heather has whipped cream on my lip. More proof that, that's privilege too. Whipped cream on your coffee. What kind of life is she leading? I've never really been jealous of Heather's life, but today I was. I was like, Heather is living the life with her big H cup, because her name is Heather. I'm assuming that's why. Heather. Mm-hmm. What if it wasn't
or
for that?
Or it could be heathen, because stand for heathen. It could have been a parting gift from the church. Because now she's hosting Surviving Mormonism. Please tell me how you survived the trauma of Mormonism. Did you write 3 bestseller books? No, you didn't. So have you really survived it? I don't think so.
What's it like swimming without long underwear?
Oh yes, that Surviving
I'm not
Mormonism
watching
is
that.
coming up soon.
I'm not watching that because I'm already surviving surviving Mormonism.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I've had enough of that I've had enough of surviving Mormonism. How about you? Are you going to watch it?
I don't know. Like Sirius Bravo is kind of like is a weird thing. It's gonna be a serious show where Heather goes and talks to people and interviews, and then drives home and cries in her car about what she just experienced. So I'm not really sure if it's something I'm going to watch. I'm gonna have to, it'll be a little TBD.
Unless they have like stories of, like the Scientology ones where the Mormons are like chasing you through the hills and stuff like that. Because those got really juicy, those Scientology ones. But I don't know. Maybe things will change. But right now, no. But I am jealous of your coffee drawer, H. So,
It's just, by the way, it's just like hard for me to take seriously any 3-part series that's about like, ongoing religious trauma hosted by the lady who has a whole bunch of Keurig pods in her drawer. Like, I don't know why. It's just Heather Gay. I
do
know
those
that's her
things
whole
conflict with
identity.
you?
Well, it's just that she's silly. She's a silly person. And so to all of a sudden have this very serious show where she's going to like have her fingers on her chin and be listening and choking up and relaying experiences. I don't know why. It just sort of feels like a contrast to them what you see the cartoons of Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just I perform more of an action type thing. Like I want to see you escaping Mormonism. You know what I mean? Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
I want it to be like Apocalypse Now,
Yeah.
running.
Like they've got to actively rescue someone.
Yeah, like throw a smoke grenade in the temple and go in there and get a bunch of people with braids and pull them out. Braids and flower dresses, like Big Love style.
Well, so, well,
Or like
who
maybe
knows?
like more polygamist makeovers or something. I don't know. I feel like there's an angle, but
I like that.
yeah,
What I
like
would love cult makeover, like
cult
people who've just
makeover.
been people who've just been rescued from a cult and now they get a makeover.
Yeah, because Heather's always trying to kind of bridge her or trying. From what we've heard on the show, and it's fragmented over the years, but I don't know that she ever left. Because wasn't she talking about how she was keeping her names on the roll and all that stuff? So I don't know that she technically left or she got kicked out when she got divorced. I forget the whole story of it, but I don't know. I think that she still kind of likes it in a weird way. And I haven't listened to all the podcasts she's done. It's actually a lot of serious work she's done. Like we're just making fun of her and stuff. But she's actually done a lot of deep thinking into this. But I think that she still kind of likes it in some kind of way because she talks about it so much. I mean, I think that there could be like a makeover for Mormonism. Like, I just want, let's make Mormonism better. Like, what can we fix?
Oh, so we're just gonna like ignore all the hard work of Mom Talk? Hello. They are
That's true.
revamping what Mormonism can be. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ronnie. They're
Yeah,
taking us to the
that's true.
patriarchy. Did you not even notice all their hard work?
Yeah, I wonder what
Where's
they're
their
thinking
Nobel
of this
Prize?
documentary. They're like, oh my God, how will this affect Mom Talk? So anyway, that's coming up.
yes.
So they're gossiping on the phone and they're talking about Mary. And Angie's like, well, I sent her a message and asked her if she could stop by. I hope she can remember that she loves me. But then she's still really upset because she's like, Mary's sensitive, but I will not be bullied by Lisa. That's not fair. And she points out that she used to be super close with Lisa and now she's super close with Mary and against Lisa. And it's just crazy, isn't it? This cycle of housewifery.
Do you think Angie's being bullied by Lisa?
No, I think
don't think so
Angie
either.
started it in this. I think Angie started it this season. She was the one who was talking with everybody else about Lisa being a fraud and those stories, and then said Lisa was like Jen Shah. So she started it. So, I don't know that she needs to apologize. I don't know that it was that deep, but she started it. Now she's acting all belligerent, like I can't believe you.
I think actually Bronwyn started it, didn't she? Technically, I think Bronwyn started that talk, and then
Well, she
Angie
started it,
said-
but I mean the fight between Lisa and
between the two of them,
right between the two of them. If anybody started it, it was
Well,
Angie.
yeah, I think Angie's biggest transgression was, I think that she was actually totally fair. It was totally fair of her to say, I invested money in your company and you're not even promoting this company that you courted my investment for, and you're going off and promoting a different company. I think that's totally fine. I think when she did say it's like collecting dust in your salon, it's like it does have to do with the kids. It's a gray area. I can understand the trigger there, but I also do think that like once you have that apology, they apologize at the table at that one thing. And it should have been done. And then Lisa reopened it again. And so, it's a weird thing because Angie did sort of like indirectly go after the kids, but it also felt like it should have been a closed case by then. So I don't know. I think that Lisa, it should have been done and put in the past. And Lisa decided, you know what? Let me go back in and be petty again. So I do kind of put a little bit more blame on Lisa in the current state of affairs, but I don't think that Lisa was bullying Angie, and I think that Angie is using the bully card in the classic Housewives way, which is excessively and maybe unwarrantedly.
Yeah. So she's like, Lisa, I've wasted time and shown a side of myself that I don't want to see and nobody else wants to see. You know what I mean? And so now she feels guilty for yelling at Lisa, but she's still pissed because she's like, why is it Lisa can, hurt us all the time? And she's always busy crying about what other people think about her. But I'm the one who leaves feeling guilty because I could have handled things differently. And I felt protective of every one of us that day. It wasn't just about me. It was about reoccurring takedowns. You were all dolmas about to be dipped into ketchup.
Well, I don't need her to be perfect or be good, but I need her to listen to me and to just acknowledge something so that I know it's a two-way street. This is a sisterhood, and it's a sisterhood that follows traffic directions. And if you're driving down the street, one car's going one way, another's going another way, and we stay in our lanes because otherwise we crash and the sisterhood dies. Do you understand what I'm saying, Angie?
So Heather's like, yeah, if anyone's going to help her change, it's going to be us, her sisters. We know her. We love her. We've been through it with her, ups, downs, deeps, shallows. We're there, thick or thin. We're already halfway there. So
I appreciate Angie's taking accountability. And in my heart of hearts, I believe that Lisa is capable of admitting fault as well. And if she doesn't, well, I guess we'll just start the smear campaign because we are a sisterhood. And that's what we do.
I love that Heather's giving this whole, we're going to save Lisa from herself, from getting upset and causing trouble. You were the one who caused all of this. You were the one who took Lisa to lunch and sat her down and said, everybody was talking about you in the first episode and you weren't there. Everybody talked about you. I was the only person who stood up for you. And that girl, Angie, called you Jen Shaw. And now she's like, oh my God, I just don't understand why Lisa's so upset. We need to stop Lisa from getting so upset. You started this fire and now you're
so
running
true.
around like you all need to call the fire department and put Lisa out, Heather.
You are so right about that. That is hilarious. I forgot, but she is the one who exacerbated the stuff between Angie and Lisa, because when Angie said it, everyone said, Angie, that's not nice. And Angie goes, sorry, bad joke. She acknowledged, whoops, went too far in that moment. And then Heather went and then still told it to Lisa and inflamed the two of them. Wow. So right.
Yeah. So she's like, well, we're going on below deck. And when I announced the trip, Lisa wasn't even there. Poor thing. The sister missed the news. But I've spoken with Captain Jason and arranged to charter a super yacht in Canawan. We're going to the islands. So they're going to a super yacht. So she sent an invite to everybody. And we don't know if Lisa's going to go. But we hope she does because it's a sisterhood. Sisters yacht together.
So, she wants that to be a bonding moment. Now we go to Bronwyn and Todd, and they go to an ice cream parlor called Snellgrove. I don't know what Snellgrove, if there's any other meaning to it than that, but Snellgrove. Now is the time for ice cream parlor.
Faster, eat your ice cream faster, sneller faster.
These are two people that do not belong in Snellgrove, because Snellgrove has all sorts of painted murals on the walls of children eating ice cream, and there's sort of like general happiness and mirth. And then you've got Todd in there, like the angry Winnie the Pooh.
You've got Grandpa
ice cream.
and the girl cosplaying as his granddaughter, like dressed in like a little girl's church dress and a gigantic headband. It's like, oof.
Yeah, like a bow. It just they just look. I was like, have they ever eaten ice cream before? Do they even know what they're doing? Like they just seem so unnatural in this space.
Yeah, whenever people accuse you of marrying your grandpa, it's good to just go on ice cream dates in giant headbands. It's just such an they're just such an odd pair of people. Not even that they're odd because of age difference, or I mean, they are. That's something that contributes, but just as people, they're just odd people, you know, which I like. So here we how many ice cream dates do we get between husbands and wives? So I'm into it in bright pink.
Yeah, I kind of like, she looked like she should have walked into the ice cream store with one of those giant rainbow lollipops that's the size of a head. Like, it's time for ice cream. I'm Bronwyn. Like, that's sort of how she looked. And yeah, there was like, we're very used to May December relationships on Bravo, but in this scene, it really did read as like father daughter. It was really weird. And I try to be like open-minded to those age differences, but this scene in particular was, it's weird. You don't feel like they interact like husband and wife sometimes. It seems like, because he's like a grump and he's sitting there. He's in the happiest place in all of the greater Snell Grove region. And he's sitting there with a scowl on his face, eating his little raspberry swirl ice cream. It's like, could you at least enjoy yourself? Can you enjoy that you're having a moment with your wife, your hot wife? Jesus.
No, I'm going to take a moment to stand up for Todd here and say some of us enjoy ourselves by not enjoying ourselves. You know, and I think that that's just Todd's vibe. And also, I think that Todd's a jerk to Bronwyn on camera, and I think it reads really scarily for their marriage. And I'm wondering, like, when she's divorcing him, because it seems like she's kind of setting us up for that. But on the other hand, I do think that he's like, I don't want to do this show. I told you I don't want to do this show. You're making me do this show a fucking again after you've been crying ever since you stopped shooting the last season of this show. And now I have to come to this show and talk about these women who are torturing you even more and give you advice and act like I give a shit about these people. Why are you making me do this? I think that's
that's fine. And that's 100% his energy. And I picked up on that also. But how many times has Bronwyn had to go to work events for him and she had to smile through like insufferable work parties? It's like, we know you don't want to do it. True. But at least make an effort, okay? Like, could you not make it seem like your wife's job is the biggest burden to you? Like, she's bringing in money, okay? She's actually doing something, and she's standing up for herself.
I think you're right. Like he may hate it, but, you know, it's your job as a spouse to pretend you don't hate stuff. You know, we all do it.
Yes.
I'm going to, you know, I sat through Shawn Mendes the other day with a smile on my face. You know, did I have to get high to do it? Yes, but I did it because that's what you do for people you love, you know, and they come to crapping shows and sit through that. I know they don't want to sit through that shit, but yeah, you're right. I think that is what you do for love.
It's like
I take it back. Fuck you straight up.
Yeah,
Todd.
Fuck him. And like I always I enjoyed Todd last season, but I feel like he's exceptionally surly now in a righteous way. Before it was like he was awkward on camera, but I sort of saw something. But like now he's been through it, and now he's being a dick about it. And it's like, you know what? Your wife is allowed to make choices and allowed to do a TV show if she wants. And the only reason why there's any sort of, you know, embarrassment coming to your household right now is because of you. It's like we're sitting here talking about this situation because of your attitude. Yeah. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fact that you're having ice cream, okay? And then
also, you know what kind of bugs me about him is that he acts like he's so above the other ladies. You know, he's like, "Oh, I'm just so above this. Everybody gossiping and na." But he's not above talking shit about people. He's the meanest husband on here to the other housewives and calls them names and says all kinds of stuff about them. And he also seems to love to gossip about them. So it kind of makes me crazy because it's kind of that attitude of people who are above housewives in general, but then act worse than real housewives do in real life, you know? And you're like, oh, really? You're too mature for this show? Then you see them fighting over a football game. You know, we talked about that a million times. But he reminds me of one of those people. Like, you're not better than this, sir.
You're not. You're
I've
not.
seen no proof that you're better than this. So Bronwyn's doing her whole like, I'm just so happy in this relationship. Yeah, it's great. I got myself a whole Sunday, Todd. A whole Sunday. You remember how I did that when we first got together? Oh, and I got this drink because it has a maraschino cherries in it. And I get so mad when I have a dessert and then you immediately take the cherry off the top. You know I hate that, which is why I got a cherry and you're not going to take it off. You took the cherry. How could you do that, Todd? I'm like, well, you...
And he just does it. That's actually the most dick thing that he does. She literally states her case for America to be like, aha, now you're locked in. Now it's been stated to the world, so now you cannot take that cherry because the world is watching you. And he takes the cherry anyway, which was dick. But also, Bronwyn, you know you can ask for more than just one cherry. I just want to put that out there. You guys can get 2 cherries. That way you can each have one.
Yeah, make him get a cherry or order him a cherry or sit down and eat the cherry. You know what I mean? Instead of sitting there, leaving it on top and waiting for Todd to eventually get to your cherry, which you know is going to happen. So I don't know. There's just so many vibes in here that I'm not even sure who to blame, you know, because I get kind of mad watching the both of them. I'm like, neither of you want to be here. You know what I mean? Neither of you want to be here. It's like going to a restaurant you don't want to eat at, and then you sit there miserable the whole time. Like, I drove myself here, I walked myself in here, and I ordered from here.
I've just never seen such a miserable scene in an ice cream parlor before. I know I've talked a lot about being on my no carb month, but I was like, do you realize the privilege you have? You're eating ice cream. Now put a smile on your face and enjoy it and go up to the counter and get yourself another cherry. God damn it.
Exactly.
But
you guys can't
do you
even
like the
enjoy
cherry
the
on
best
a
things in
sundae?
life.
Do you like the cherry on a
I don't
sundae?
love the cherry. I love the stem because I learned how to tie stems when I worked next to the bowling alley bar as a kid because I used to cook at the snack shop, and the bowling alley bar had a window to the snack shop so we could pass food back and forth. And they were like chain smoking daughters of Ed. Ed was his name. He owned the bar. And they used to show me how to tie cherry stems. And once I finally got it, I don't remember ever feeling that amazing since, actually. Practice. And then I got it. I was like, yes!
Do you have to clamp down some of the stem with your teeth or something to hold it in place, and you do the tongue to move it around? Like, how do you do it? Seems crazy.
Basically, you hold part down with your teeth, and then you got to work your tongue. You got to work that tongue around, move it around. You got to really feel it. You got to be part of that cherry stem for a while, you guys. It's like acting.
Yeah, be one with it.
You got to get method with it.
So Bronwyn asked Todd how New York was, whatever New York is, and he's like, "I was gone," and she's like, "Okay," and
he's
you
always
saw
in
your
New York
mom
working.
and your dad. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he's like, "They were good," and she's like, "Okay."
Todd's parents are still alive. Good for him.
I know. I was impressed.
Good for them.
Like
what are they eating? They must be eating a lot of avocados. We were talking about how healthy avocados were before we started recording today. We even looked it up.
Yeah,
Ben looked it up.
Chat.
They're very healthy. I think his parents are on.
We even looked it up. We went so far.
That's the end of the conversation we were like, let's Google it. How healthy are avocados for you? And we found out they're like super healthy, you guys. So I think Todd's parents are like bathing in avocados or something.
My poor friend AC is allergic to avocados, so she can't even get the health benefits. It's so tragic. It's not fair. So Bronwyn is like, well, Todd, we talked about you that 30 seconds ago. You just ate the cherry. Why would you do that? Why would you eat the cherry? Okay. Well, so did you like the selfie I took yesterday? My outfit for Whitney's? You would have been so proud of me. I mean, I can't even imagine talking to Dom like this. Did you like my selfie? Did you see it? You would have been so proud of me. Did you like it? Huh? I mean, I would definitely say, hey, did you see the selfie I sent you? I picked out a cute outfit. What'd you think? But there's just something about how she's kind of trying to pry out conversation from him that I'm like, have you guys ever talked before?
It's just a barrage of things he's not interested in. It's kind of my point. She's like, hey, did you go on the Instagram? Have you been on TikTok? Have you seen my selfie? He's like, no, I don't. What are you talking about? You get a tintype and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. She's, well, I don't think I raised my voice one time. I wasn't in any of the chaos, which was fun at this party. And I'm always excited to see where it goes with Lisa, right? And she came in and we were fine. And in fact, she and Angie got really crazy arguing with each other. And then Angie was making some really valid points. And Lisa did she did dig stuff up on us. Remember, she did do that. And she does twist things that people tell her. And she does this threatening thing. And Todd's just she's going on and on about this. And Todd's just staring into his ice cream and just eating it, sort of like when they show nature videos of like feeding a turtle, and the turtle's always like, it's always like, and you always see all the stuff in the turtle's mouth, and you're like, does the turtle like it? And you're not sure whether the turtle likes it or not, but the turtle eats it anyway, and then it's like, okay, I'm ready for more. That's kind of what Todd's energy is with the ice cream.
Yeah, Todd just does not want to hear this shit. He's like, oh my God, here we go again. But you know, Lisa does dig stuff up on people, Todd. She sure does. I'm like, you just did it too, though. Yeah, but she sure does, Todd. And she does twist things, Todd. You know that she does twist things, and you know she does this threatening, like, don't start with me or I'll ruin you. But you know, I heard Angie say at one point that I'm not going to be bullied by this. Like, I'm going to stand up for myself. I know you don't care about the details, and he's like, at all. I don't care about the details at all. Let me tell you what I care more about than the details of this story. Tiki-talkie. You want me to do an arm dance? What do I have to do to get out of this?
Well, do I get a high five? Do I get a high five or something for like not being in the chaos? He's like, well, congratulations and thank you is what you get. I'm like, Todd, you better not be dampening Bronwyn's star, because like we've seen this happen before. This happened with Paige DeSorbo when she was dating Perry and some other people. Like, you know, it happened with Stassi and Patrick. Like, don't, you know, like let our Bravo ladies be Bravo ladies. And to the Bravo ladies, don't let these guys tell you how you should act, because this is your career that's going on right now.
Well, I don't think he's really telling her how to act, is he? Look, I'm gonna put it this way. We all have that overdramatic friend who's constantly calling us my boyfriend or girlfriend, depending on who it is. Like, my boyfriend is, you know, this way. He's emotionally abusive. He's a jerk. He did this to me. He did that to me. He cheated on me. He did that. And you're like, you have to get out of there. You spend hours on the phone giving this person advice and supporting them and wanting to be there. And what's the first thing they do when they get the chance is go back to that guy. And then they come back like, oh, everything's great. We had a great time. It was so good. We're back together. And you're supposed to be like, woohoo, when's the wedding? You know, I mean, at some point you're like, how long do you get to just ruminate on this toxic bullshit and drag me through this toxic bullshit and our family through and cry and moan and this and that? And then you're like, everything's great. We're going on a trip. Isn't that great? Let's talk about Lisa some more. It's like, oh my God. You know,
well, that's a separate thing.
I get
that's
that it's
a separate
like,
issue.
What do you mean?
Because I agree. I agree with you totally. I think Todd's totally within his rights to say, okay, like I've warned you, Lisa's no good for you. So if you go back, you try to mend things with her, that's fine. But if it falls apart again, I really don't want to hear it. That's fine. I'm just saying that when she's like, did you see? I didn't yell. Wasn't I so good? I didn't yell. I didn't get into the chaos. Wasn't I in good behavior? I'm like, I don't want Bronwyn changing her behavior.
Oh, I see.
He's Todd. That's what I was saying. Yeah. But your point was absolutely correct.
Yeah, you're supposed to yell. Yeah. Todd's reaction should have been, well, were you going to work or not? You should have been messy.
Thank you.
Are you going to be in any clips? If I do go on TikTok, are you going to be in any clips from the show? No, because you didn't yell at anyone, Bronwyn. So if you're going to drag this family through your drama, you better at least make it into some clips on the TikTok.
It's like the person at Svelgard saying, like, guess what? At work today, you'd be so proud of me. I didn't serve any soft serve. I was really good about it. It's like, what? That's your job. Do the
Guess what, honey? I came home from building the house. I didn't lay one brick. Like, aren't you going to get fired? You're a bricklayer. Get back there.
Get to it.
So she's telling us, look, Todd is just over this group of women. And in his mind, I just can't keep showing up at the circus and being shocked by the clownery.
Which is fair. I mean, you can't be shocked by the clownery, but Todd should allow you to go to the circus. So Bronwyn
also, I don't
says,
think anybody's going to be shocked by the clownery with you. You literally have a dinosaur costume that your mom is folding up right now that you go to the airport in.
I think it would be more shocking if you went to the circus and then it turns out that like Meg Whitman gave a speech. That would be more shocking because you know that there's going to be clowns at the circus. So there's nothing shocking about that. It'd be more shocking if the former CEO of eBay made a speech instead.
Well, I think it's fair to go to the circus and be annoyed by the clowns.
Yes. Her name Meg Whitman.
And Meg Whitman, really.
I was like just trying to think of someone random in corporate, like not someone who does not speak of the circus. I was like, Meg Whitman.
I love keeping it current.
I know, a very
Well, she does have Meg Whitman hair, kind of. Okay, so Bronwyn's like, I mean, I did have this moment of like wobble, when Lisa and I talked last week, and I was really quick to just be like, I don't want to do this anymore. We could ruin each other. We shouldn't ruin each other, and I do stand by that. But do you think you think I was too quick to neutralize this, Todd? Do you think I should keep fighting with Lisa? Do you, Todd? Oh my God, I love all these answers. Well, Todd knows. Todd's not going to answer, so I'll tell you that Todd knows me better than most people, and it's just always shocking to me that he doesn't know why I'm still trying to be friends with these women. I mean, I accepted Lisa's apology, and an apology is a kickoff to paving a new way forward, and Todd doesn't need to agree for that opinion of mine to be valid. That I'm going to talk to Lisa again. So thank you for agreeing with me, Todd. That it's good that I'm talking to Lisa again. Oh, and this is the best part. Whitney had a psychic come from New York, and he's like, oh, for Christ's sake. What'd he tell you? Lisa's a bitch. I could have told you that.
Here's a psychic prediction. Good luck saving the next cherry till the end of the Sunday. The Todd monster's on top of it.
I got a psychic. You're not going to be digesting a cherry anytime soon.
Well, the psychic, he started with my mom first. And he was like, this time, this is as recovered as she's going to get. And he goes, oh, well, is that his medical opinion? I'm like, well, you're not a doctor either, Todd.
I know, but I like that she didn't give the full information, because what the psychic actually said was something along the lines of, you guys haven't been checking the right place. It's actually something wrong. What did he say? Like in her brain or something? Like she's got... He specifically told her some other medical issue. And I like that Bronwyn's like, no, we definitely need to get her blood tested. She's just like, well, she said that's as recovered as she's going to get. She's going to die sooner than we thought. So it was free. The whole thing was free.
Well, I don't believe any of this. I think it's all craziness. Todd, how could you say that? No, I meant crazy that yours came with a cherry and mine didn't. What is this place? I'm never coming back.
And she's like, okay, do you feel like you can suspend your bullshit meter for like a second? Because it really felt like a warning. I mean, he said it's kind of time to, move past this with your mom. And he's like, look, it's probably a 50-50 guess. Okay? That's what psychics are good for. They're good for guessing. All right? Let me tell you what guesses are worth. A fart in the wind, that's about what they're worth.
Todd, okay, well, you didn't actually have to fart right now in the wind. That was, we're trying to
Don't make fun of my farts. How dare you? That's divorce worthy.
You're really bumming me out. I'm just like trying to tell you something that I really enjoyed, and I'm sitting here trying to I'm just getting upset, and I'm sitting here. I'm trying to have ice cream with you. You're eating my cherry, and I'm trying to tell you something that was funny, and how because nothing makes you laugh more than a psychic that says your mom might die soon, right? And
so I was like, where's the funny part?
You know how I feel when people misunderstand me, and I shouldn't have to feel misunderstood by you too. Like I shouldn't have to beg you. I shouldn't have to beg you to think that this is interesting. I shouldn't have to beg you to let you know that Whitney's psychic from New York said something interesting to me at a party when we're all yelling at each other.
And he's just like, He doesn't really say anything. He just kind of looks at her and like moves his jowls a little bit. And so she's like, well, I'm very accepting that Todd is less emotional than I am. And I would just love to feel the acceptance when I'm more emotional than he is. And I'd love to get to a point where I don't have to get this upset for him to notice it. But it's a process. It's a process. I was like, you are going to hit yourself on the eyes with your headband if you don't stop nodding your head. It's going to hurt. Maybe that's why it's so weighted. It's gigantic.
It's enormous. Todd, I'm not telling you he gave me numbers and I converted our life savings into a lottery ticket. I'm telling you, if it touched something in me, then it's worthwhile. He goes, okay, well, that's an awesome thing to do, and I'm sorry. She's like, oh. And that's just it. A begrudging apology from Todd.
What a weird scene.
It really was.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you should be happier than this in a marriage. But maybe not. I mean, I don't know.
I would think so, too.
What's it like, everybody? Tell us. Okay, so then we go to Lisa's house.
You have to imagine there's also some stress on that relationship with Muzzy hanging around that household. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, as her sweatshirt says.
Yeah, well, this is not a new dynamic for Bronwyn and Todd. And it's just one of those relationships you look at like, how is this a thing? Like, how are these people doing it and saying they're happy? Because they both say they're happy, but it doesn't look like they're happy. But I don't know. Maybe they're happy being unhappy. I don't know. Should she leave? I don't even know if she should leave. Does she like it? I mean, does she like being with Todd? Is he like really soft and cuddly when the cameras aren't on? I mean, I just don't know. I don't really get it.
I don't know. I kind of feel like like everyone should be the same either way. Someone on Twitter says Todd loves his wife but doesn't understand her need to be on television, and Bronwyn loves Todd but loves being famous more. And then Brian Moylan said, absolutely correct. They now value different things, and I think divorce is inevitable. So there, from Brian Moylan, the chairman of the Institute of Housewives. You heard it there first.
Well, I can see that. I think that's a problem with a lot of these shows, when one goes off and become famous, because the husband is, it's like especially if they married someone rich, like in this case, she's married to Todd, who's very well known and makes a lot of money. So he was kind of the star in their relationship, and that changed over. And I don't see somebody just being like, oh, you don't like TV? Okay, I'll give all that up.
Yeah. So now we go to Lisa's house, and she's packing for the below deck trip. And John comes in with some suitcases. She's, oh yeah, hey, remember when we went on that yacht trip and I had like 9 suitcases? And I was like, this is nuts. He's like, yeah, overkill. Where are you guys going in? Kanawan! Yeah, so I think it's like by the Galapagos Islands. And then we see a map that shows that they are nowhere near each other whatsoever.
Yeah. And she's like,
2,000 miles away.
There's nothing better than when you get on a boat and it's like, oh, I'm just thinking about a pina colada, and boom, you get a pina colada. Like, it's the best thing ever. So I'm sure this is going to be fun. But, like it's only 3 days, but I'm used to going 7 to 10. But whatever, I'm going with poor people. So that's how it is, But I wish I had some say on the guest list, because it would be very different. It would be a very different guest list if I had a say.
By the way, John, I forgot to tell you, I talked to a psychic. Yeah, at Whitney's party. He brought up at he brought up us, and he's like, do you guys feel like you're having a communication problem right now? And John's like, well, maybe he was picking up
because I mean, it really resonated when he said you guys are having communication problems, like you're not on the same page with things.
Lisa interrupting John to find out if they have a communication problem is perfect Lisa Barlow.
I wish they just showed that scene. I think it was from last season where John comes in and Lisa's on her phone. He's like, hey, honey, I was wondering if you want dinner. And she's just ignoring him on his phone. Yeah, and maybe we could go over our taxes later. She just ignores him and swipes on him. He tries 5 different things and she never even looks at him once. And he finally just shrugs and walks out of the room.
It's perfect. That is their communication. That is it.
Yeah.
So Lisa is like, yeah, it really resonated me when he said that you guys are having communication problems. Like you guys are not on the same page with things, It's like, oh, so what?
Yeah,
what
so part of me's like, I guess part of that's true.
Yeah, there's not a specific catalyst for this. It's been going on since before we got married, actually. That's because there's blurred lines between business and family and marriage and things like that, and knowing Ben Affleck, and I manage the entire house, plus I work, and sometimes I just feel that I'm just taken for granted, where it's normal, I'm this lady who just does everything for these people all the time.
Yeah, and I get really sad. And when I get really sad, I have to go to my car and put on a cowboy hat and a denim dress. That's what I'm wearing right now. I don't know why. Do you know why? Does anybody know why?
I'm sad.
But I go sit in my car and I call my dad and I'm like, Dad, this is hard. This is hard. Hold on, Dad. Let me open the window. And you know what? It's sad. I have to call my dad to do that instead of John.
It's so hard. John's like, well, we aren't on the same page because I don't think you want to hear what I have to say because you're already.
Yeah, but you know what? Same pages means books. I don't like that, John. I don't like reading books, John. I'm just frustrated, John. I'm just frustrated.
I guess what I
want to hear what you have to say, John. I want to hear what you have to say.
What's really on my heart is the following sentence.
Yeah, I know. That's on my heart too. Me too, John. That's what I'm saying.
I think that
me
I
too.
have to
I was saying.
Here's how I really.
Remember when I
truly
took 9 things on the? Remember when I took 9 suitcases on the yacht? That was hilarious.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't really.
Yeah, Joseph Smith knows better. I wish I could call Joseph Smith right now. He listens to me more than you, John. Yeah.
Everything you do is perfect. It's just me. I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah, see, finally inroads with our communication.
Oh, geez. So now we go to Angie's house, and Mary's coming over, and it's really awkward. Angie's like, hello, Mary. And she's like, hi. Well, guess you decided to open the door for me this time. And usually I have to let myself in because you're too busy to get the door. So thank you for getting the door.
Oh. Well, I brought you your favorite drink, Arizona iced tea, baklava flavor, but they didn't have the one with no sugar.
Yeah, this is like 7 cups of sugar. Don't even drink that for yourself, please. Don't.
Okay,
Just get this away from me.
All right, Mary.
I want to look at it.
You look nice.
Disgusting.
You look nice. You look almost Greek. You look so nice.
Thank you.
Do you want water? Do you want a water?
No.
Do you want Greek water?
No.
This is water from Greek.
No.
Athens water. Spartan
No.
water.
Listen, I just stopped by to talk. Okay, I don't want your water. I want your liquids. Okay, just talk to me. I don't want liquid things in my mouth
before
from
we
you.
do that, of course, I had to make a snack. Here's a giant snack for us. Here's a snack.
Eat.
Do you want the snack? The
I
snack
don't
is
eat
here.
snacks.
It's a
I don't
gyro.
eat that. Well, I don't want that.
Gyro on top of a Hispanic.
I don't want
coconut,
to eat that.
a tower.
No, I'm not
Okay,
going to do it.
Fine. I feel like I'm in the principal's office. It's like Principal Zeus is here and he's scolding me. And I know what it feels like because I was a regular. But this time I'm actually feeling a little bit scared.
Mary's just looking at her like, ew.
Okay,
Like with
well, then I
complete
will start.
distaste on her face. She's like, ew, why am I even here? It's disgusting.
Okay, Mary, I just want to say I am sorry. I know that you wanted me to calm down, and I know that you were there and you were trying to help me. And it's hard for me to allow someone to bully me because I was so bullied by
That you're
dusty
becoming,
product.
that you're becoming the bully on the playground,
Okay,
that you're becoming.
But I'm responding. I'm not bullying her. I'm responding to dusty products in my basement. I was bullied by dusty products.
Yeah, but you know what? You get so angry that you can't even focus on getting sugar-free Arizona iced tea, and then you bring people sugar, and I could be dead of diabetes right now because you get so angry that you can't even focus. And then what am I supposed to do if I can't calm you down? Why am I there? And then you're allowing someone to get mad to the point that it's affecting our friendship and my iced tea, and that's what we have to talk about. And it's like I don't even exist. And I'm like, Angie, and you're just like, eat sugar, put sugar down your throat, put sugar down your throat, and then like you launched at me like I was your enemy, that you wanted me to have diabetes right there on the spot.
I was frustrated with the whole table. Okay. That
Well,
was
you're
my
supposed
problem.
to be my sister. You're supposed to
I
be
am
my
your
sister,
sister.
but
I
you're
am your
not my
sister.
sister. No, you're not. Find another one, Kay. Because if you were really my sister, you would be able to marry my grandpa if I ever died. But you're not. So good luck. Good luck here with your sugar-eating, muscular husband with Louis Vuitton bags.
I don't want to be on eggshells, and I don't want to. No, there's not actual eggshells on the floor, Mary. I'm sorry. That was a metaphor. Did not mean to spook you. I don't want to feel like you're mad at me for being me.
But you're different. You're different lately. You are different. And she says that Angie's kind and easygoing and cool, but lately she's always throwing a tantrum. Now, I don't know where Mary was during the other seasons, but
Yeah.
Angie's throwing tantrums every season. And she's like, and that's a trigger. And you don't evolve by attacking other people. It's almost like you go backwards, And I used to know a girl that went backwards. She kept going backwards and backwards. And I would tell her, no, come forwards. Communion is forwards. But she kept going backwards and backwards until she walked into the street and she got run over right in front of the church by a truck that was going forward. It was ironic.
And that truck fell into a neighborhood, and that truck died too. She's like, so Mary's like, you're in a space, and I don't know who you are. And you're a little bit mean. Like when you made fun of my fart, you kept on making fun of my fart.
Your fart?
My fart. And we see a flashback to this like lunch that Mary, Bronwyn, and Angie had where Mary farts by accident and then sort of giggles about it. And then Angie keeps on ragging on her about it. She's like, I guess we'll sit over there away from Mary's farts. Oh, look, there's Electra. Let me warn her that there's a smell of fart in here from Mary.
Well, first of all, the dog farted, not me. And then you said, oh, maybe that's Mary. And then you said, come on, Bronwyn, we better sit over here because Mary's got gas. And then your dog farts. And then it smelled the whole house up. And then it shows a close-up of the dog. And the dog's like, sitting all gorgeously. And then you blamed it on me like it was my fart. And I'm like, first of all, I eat healthy, okay? And my farts don't come out like that. And we should know the fart between my fart and a dog fart. And that you didn't even know my fart between a dog fart. I mean, what kind of friend are you? You think I just have a dog fart? So now you're just accusing me of having dog farts? and I'm just supposed to be your friend. And then you said, oh my God, Mary, is that you? And I'm like, okay, enough. I got it. Next time I won't tell you when I fart then.
Oh my God. I was like, at first I thought she was being silly for the cameras, but then I was like, I think this is a real rant right now. Because Angie is like, Angie cannot, she's like trying not to laugh. And what's even worse is that when she tries to not to laugh, she puts her fingers out her nose. So it looks like she's trying not to smell Mary.
What are you holding what are you holding your nose now? Like I farted again? I did not fart. Do not accuse me of farting. If someone farted, it was you.
She's like, I didn't smell your fart, but you acknowledged that you had farted, so that's why I said it.
Seriously? Like if you farted, I wouldn't make fun of you for farting, and you don't even know if I smelled your fart before, and maybe I have, but I would never talk about it and make fun of you because I'm your friend. But you didn't smell my fart. Like, you didn't smell my fart. You just said you did, and then you blame me for having a dog fart.
Mary, and she's like, but you said that you farted. I said I have gas. Well, so I said, why don't you sit over there? And she goes, well, I was offended by it. Okay. So then Angie's like, okay, I think we have to end this. So she sort of takes her hand and she goes, I appreciate you. Give me your hand.
No, we're not ready. We're not ready. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I came over here. I almost died of diabetes. I would have had sugar farts then. Then you could have come at me with sugar farts for this sugar Arizona.
There will be a day, Mary, when I won't be here to clutch your hand. Instead, there'll be a different lady here gutting a fish in my backyard. So enjoy this moment. Wife swap, 10:30 tonight.
And Mary is like, hold on. I don't want to lose you, but you have to understand me too. Okay, I pull back in certain situations where I feel a level of disrespect or I farted. And finally, I farted around somebody and didn't pull back. And now I have dog farts. So she's like, okay. And so Mary talks about how she doesn't let people in. But once she does let people in, she puts you on a pedestal and she wants the best for you and she wants you to thrive. And then she starts crying. And she's like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm sorry. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That was Angie's dog.
Why are you crying? Your fart was a little stinky. It's kind of making us react.
How dare you accuse me of farting?
I live my life with a guard up because I've been dogged with gas, lots of gas from a dog. Dog gas. There's a difference. I don't have this often, farting that is, but also friendship. This comes into my life every 20 years, and I get a friend that I love, and I feel secure, and I feel like I trust you, and I can talk to you, and I can tell you stuff I don't tell people. And Angie is like,
if you want to accuse me of having dog farts again, I will unmemorize you. I will unmemorize you. And I like that. I've never heard that threat before.
I never heard that either. That was a great.
I will
unmemorize your existence. Angie's like, I acknowledge you. It's a really lovely moment because Angie's like, I acknowledge you. You exist in my heart. Like, I've learned from you. I will be better. And I actually feel like this is like what you want from a friend, is to be like, I'm mad. I'm so mad at you, but you mean a lot to me. And I want you to know you're doing things that are really hurting me. And that to have the other friend hear it and say, I hear it. I'm going to work on it. Like, that was actually a lovely, lovely moment.
Yeah,
although sometimes I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Sometimes I was just going to say, I'm a little mixed on when people say, I don't let people in. So when I do let people in, it means a lot. Like, I almost don't want to be held hostage by whatever issues you have with relating to people at the same time. This is separate from their I think it was great how they made up, and I think it's really lovely that
I'm so
Angie,
lucky.
I love that Angie respects this about Mary, and I think it's good to respect that. But sometimes when people are like, I don't have a lot of friends, so you've been let in, it's like, well, stop using that as leverage in our friendship.
Yeah. Well, for me, what was interesting about this is two things. One, Mary gets, like this, where she's just like, I'm pissed and I'm leaving. And she just gets mad. And it's over things that most people watching are like, huh? Why are you mad at that? Like, even that she got mad at Angie, she got mad at Angie for being mad and not listening to her. But then she didn't have a fight with Angie, Why would you walk off? It seems unreasonable. This seems like too much. And she's always been like that on the show. And then on the other hand, you have Angie, and she won't forgive you either. Mary will take a long time to forgive, which is funny for a preacher. But then Angie, on the other hand, will just go off on anybody, and she also really won't relent for a while. Like if you come for her, she feels like she's being attacked. She goes overboard and just goes crazy and puts her finger in your face and does all that, brings out props, does the whole thing. So it's interesting to see both Mary kind of forgive someone so quickly and also be so open emotionally, and also to see Angie not get triggered or whatever and start fighting and instead be like, okay, you're right. So it's interesting. Yeah. It's a cute friendship.
Well, I think that they actually acknowledge that this is a real friendship and that there's something special between them, and it's important to not just treat it as reality show fodder. Like if something is wrong, if something is broken, or if someone's upset, they have to sort of stop everything and be like, okay, we have to listen to each other. And I think that's actually really beautiful. I think the whole audience, we all pick up on it, because like sort of circling back to my thought about how it can be kind of frustrating that like someone's issues in life means that they get to have this thing of like, oh, I don't let a lot of people in, so you've been let in, so now you've got to act a certain way. Can be frustrating, but at the same time, people have issues in their lives and they do have their guards up. So when you have been let in, it is kind of special. So it's nice to see Angie is taking that very seriously. And it means something, because Mary normally, if someone pisses Mary off, she's like, bye. And we've seen it happen a million times. But the fact that she comes back and she lets Angie have it, but then she's like, but I love you and I want you in my life, is a big deal. I think we haven't really seen Mary do that before.
Yeah. So now we go over to Heather and Lisa shopping. Sorry I'm late. I've never been here. What is this? Katie Waltman, a store called Katie Waltman. I don't know her. Who is that? Is that someone? Yeah, I don't know that.
I think that like one time I was like supposed to come here, but like my yacht trip was like 7 to 10 days long. So I just wasn't able to get here in time because I was still on the yacht. That was going for 7 to 10 days. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to come to a shop where people who only bring one suitcase on yachts shop.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is great. A suitcase, 3-day yacht shop. Yeah. Heather, you know about that because you went on Below Deck before. So this is what it's like when you go on your 3-day charters. Yeah. It's so fun for you. Yeah.
So Heather's like, wow, you look fresh and fabulous. Is everything okay, sister? She's like, I'm great. Yeah, so excited. We get to use our passports. We're going on a super yacht. I mean, can I take requests? Like, come on, like, can I bring glam? She's like, no, you cannot bring glam. And then we have a flashback to, what are you talking about? I have glam in Monaco. I have glam in Central Bay. I have glam everywhere I go.
Oh my gosh, so you're going to have to help me with my makeup every day, Heather. She's like, well, no, I'll have Whitney help you because this is a sisterhood. And each one of us will pick up a makeup brush and we'll do all of our faces all together as a group because that's what we do for our sisters.
I'll pass if Whitney's going to do it. I'll pass.
Oh, and then Angie can blow out your hair.
Hard pass.
You don't trust her with your hair?
I don't trust her with anything. I don't trust her with anything. She'll probably hope that my son dies while I get my hair done. Yeah.
Well, she's coming on the trip. She's coming on the trip, so you have to be ready, Lisa.
Yeah, well, that'll be nice for Angie, since she's never been on a luxury trip like that or on a yacht either. She's never even been on a yacht. Poor Angie. So that'll be cool. It'll be her first experience on a nice boat. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna haze Angie as much as you two keep hazing each other.
I'm sick of her attacks. You know what? She's getting high off of that. She can get high off of it all she wants to. I'm getting a high here just being in. I'm sorry. What's this store again? The whatever this Walmart is. The poor person view. I'm getting high on it.
I did not see Angie get high off of your attacks. This is a sisterhood. We are here to support each other. She was crying. She was upset. To me,
why is she crying? Because she was poor? Is she crying because she's a mean bitch? Like, why is she crying? Why? Because she doesn't have money in her purse? That's probably why. Like, why does she? Do you think she feels bad about being a mean bitch?
Yeah. Lisa, if you can't even understand why she's crying, it's obvious because she opened up the New York Times and did not have a bestseller book like I did. Of course she's crying. Okay, look, Lisa, if she's a mean bitch, you're a mean bitch. You're both mean bitches.
You know what? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong, though? Because in my opinion, Angie shouldn't have been starting being nasty about my kid's brand. You know, like, that's disgusting. That is disgusting, Heather.
No, I know that was hurtful, as hurtful as it probably was for all of you
but
guys
then
to
she
not be
goes
called bestsellers.
Yeah, but then she goes lower and lower, like, hey, you want to call me a Cup Fitness? I'm going to say it louder. Yes, I did say Cup Fitness, lady with the semi-crossed eyes looking at me funnily. Who is that lady looking at me funny? What, did you just come in here from from a compound? Who are you? What are you looking at? Like, I just work here, ma'am. Yeah, well, keep working. Keep working, Gene Folder, okay?
Yeah, I'm just like sick of her nasty dig. She's always commenting. Oh, well, I think she's sick of your digs too. But I didn't dig it. Are you kidding me? What you're saying that you about what you're saying that you hate about Angie is exactly what you did. How is that what you're doing? How is what you're doing different? It's almost like Bravo needs a spinoff called Surviving Barlow, which would be a spinoff of my spinoff, Surviving Mormonism, which I'm hosting, Lisa.
Well, how did I go low? 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 How did I go low?
The soup
how
man?
Did I go low?
Who's the soup man?
But
is
how?
he Mormon? Did he survive it?
Yeah, but she just said I cheated on my husband, though. So I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you worry about your soup man?
So is it suit man or soup man?
Soup.
You know?
Soup.
That soup?
Soup.
Or is it suit?
It's soup.
Like
Soup.
sous chef?
Soup.
Sue? Like a boy named Sue?
Sue.
Oh, is he a Native American Sioux of the Sioux tribe?
Sue.
Sioux. Oh,
Like
you mean Fuda? Like John Fuda from New Jersey?
No, there he is, by the way. Shout out, there he is. No, but like a guy from a suit kitchen, you know, like not a suit you wear, but like not
like a Morocco.
It's like a suit you
suit.
wear, like not like a suit you eat.
Oh, a suit you wear, like a lawsuit, like the ones that you have against you? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yeah, dismissed. Yeah, she's dating a dismissed man. Is that what you're saying? Dismissed. Those were dismissed.
Wow. Learning that suit man is actually suit man clears a lot of things up. First of all, he sounds hotter.
Heather, just earning those checks. So she's like, wait a minute, who's the suit man? Nobody. Oh, you know what? And why did she say I cheated on my husband then? Then why did she say that? And she goes, but why would you say that? So look, you got to hand Lisa credit. Lisa's being an asshole in this scene. And she's being an asshole usually, but Lisa is not going there with Suit Man. We talked about on Crappy Hour who Suit Man could possibly be. That lady Sophia from who used to be a host on Call Her Daddy claims that Angie was dating her ex, who they call Suit Man, who's some guy who graduated with a degree in Greek studies or something. So that's kind of the goss on that, just the internet gossip on that. But she doesn't go there. She's just like, nobody. So maybe she's saving it for later. I don't know. But then she says, but then why did she say you cheated on your husband? Whitney was the one who wasn't it Whitney who brought that up with, no, wait. Who's cheating on the husband? Would Monica and Whitney were like, we know something about the husband. Don't talk about the husband. That was Sean, right?
God, that's so many petty arguments ago.
Because, Meredith said, let's talk about the husband. She had that. But then they had that Lisa Barlow event, that Vita event or whatever, where Whitney and Monica pulled over Angie, and Whitney's like, I think you should tell her. And then remember when she got she kind of manipulated Monica into being the one to out this information so they could all be like, Monica's the one who did it. And Monica was like, well, yeah, I heard your husband is gay. Everybody's saying your husband is gay or whatever. So she's the one who brought that to camera with Whitney. But of course, Lisa has no chill. And it's so easy to blame Lisa for things because she never fights properly. And so they could just blame everything on Lisa. And that's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. So Heather is like, well, there is no suit man and there's no suit man. She's just throwing shit out and waiting to see what sticks. I mean, look, there's a reason that no one ever writes hard for you, Lisa. And I think it's because they've all been burned by you and everyone at the table has a history with you. Where have you you've gotten low before, Lisa?
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't go on the boat trip then. Maybe I should go.
No.
I'm putting on my sunglasses now so you can't see me cry.
No, you have to acknowledge that we have come a long way, that our history is dark. It is, Lisa.
You know what?
Dark history.
You know what? You should talk to Angie about it because she's more than willing to talk to you about it. You know, you should talk to her in the dark about it with Sue.
I actually have. I have talked to her about
now
it.
you talk to
And
Angie about it. Great.
You don't need to get upset, Lisa.
Yeah. I really did not think I was coming here today. I thought I was gonna come here to look at poor people clothes with that cross-eyed girl over there giving me judgy looks. I still see you, cross-eyed girl. But your mother, your sister, stop staring at me.
Well, listen, what am I even saying to you other than that we have history? We are like two pods in the same drawer for my coffee machine. We're in it together. We're in it. We're stuck in it.
Oh.
So why are you acting like this?
Oh, really?
I am
I'm
going to give
just
you the
as low.
hand forward.
I'm
the
just
hand
as
paddle.
low. I'm just as low. I'm just as low. I'm just
Yes.
as low. Yeah.
You cannot expect me to just sit here and let you diss her and be like Audi 5000 and say that she does all these horrible things, and not look at you and say you do too. What you two are doing has no endpoint. You are like Mormonism and people need to survive you. I hope there's a special about it that I can host.
Yeah, you know what then? Then stop talking about me and then I won't have anything to say about her. Okay? Don't count my money because I don't count hers. You know, not that it's that hard to count because she has like $2 because I counted that. Yeah, that would be so easy to count her money because she doesn't have any money. Yeah.
Lisa,
What?
when you say something like I could count her money, it'd really be fucking easy. You might as well count her fucking money because you're not saying it in a way that makes you cooler or kinder. You're saying it exactly low, like she would say. Do you understand this, Lisa?
Yeah, but why can poor people start it, but rich people can't say anything back? Or we're like in the 1% where it's like you want to burn us all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry that I have a job, okay?
Oh my gosh, the nerve of her to say this right now, like in this poor person's store that like is for like 3-day yacht trips. Like, Heather, are you fucking blind and deaf? Because clearly you don't see all the times everyone's coming for me nonstop in a store with you. And I wish I had something that would go for the deaf thing too, because I said you don't see the things, but I'm just going to assume you're not hearing the things too. Okay, that's my metaphor.
So we see, you know, basically we see a flashback to where it all began, where Heather's like, how could you call me a good time girl? That would have gotten me suspended from school.
Surviving Good Time Girlism by Heather Gay. So Lisa's like, you know how much I've put up with Heather? Like, you know, and I'm like, glad I'm like, I could give you your book a title, by the way. Like, this is like bullshit. Yeah, I came up with a title, remember? Because she does have a title called Good Time Girl. You gotta be careful. When you make fun of people on these shows, they take it over. Like, Luann took Giovanni, Paige and Hannah took Giggly Squad from Kyle.
Yeah, you need to trademark your insults on these shows. You need to be like Dorinda and just run trademarks on everything you say.
Yeah. Yeah, don't let those disses fall into the wrong hand. Disses.
Yeah, but you know what? She doesn't want anyone to say anything back to her. She does it to Brittany. Oh, wait, no one cares about Brittany, Lisa. Why are you even bringing her up? I mean, you said many things back to her. She's like, you know what? I didn't say so many nasty things back to her. She called me a cut fitness. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you. Okay. Roll call. I'm here. Yes, cross-eyed salesperson. I said cut fitness again. Okay.
That poor 16-year-old girl with the big curly hair, and she's just like looking left and right, like, am I allowed to be here? Am I going to outer darkness by hearing these words? I'm not saying this to hurt you or this poor sweet girl who is sort of my daughter's age, and I almost wish she would get out of the store so I could live my life. But anyway, you know, but I'm not trying to drudge it up. I'm just saying it so that you can see that it's never going to stop unless we acknowledge it. And I say it to you, you know, I want to get this off my chest too, because the most important thing is to have you at peak emotional frustration before we get on the boat and you can't escape.
You know what? Like, I'm like sick of being labeled like this. Like, you don't feel bad. Like, I think she needs to take accountability. And I told her, I'm like, I just want to get my kid's product. I was just trying to be that nice that day that I sent my assistant to where Dusty's store built with $2. It was like in the parking lot. It was like under an umbrella. Like, it was like the worst store I've ever seen in my life. Like, there were like a bunch of bald people in there because she like does hair so bad. You know, I was just like trying to be nice.
Lisa, you're not going to win. I've already won. I've got the spin-off in the book. You're not going to win. You want to win something. She wants to win something, and you're both losing. I'm trying to move forward with you right now with the stuff that I'm using to bring us backwards. And I'm hoping that this trip will help us bring us all together the way so many of our trips always have traditionally on our show. If there's anything about a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trip, is that it brings us closer and we emerge more maturely. But like, until you really clear it up or change it, it's never going to go away, Lisa.
Oh, God. Lisa's just like, ah,
Uh. Well,
So-
one thing I have to say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't have to say. No, I was about to transition into the next scene, and if you were about to say something about this scene, I didn't want to stomp on it.
No, I was
don't
gonna
wanna
do the
stomp
same
on
thing.
it. Well, I was gonna say, if there's one thing that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is known for, is chaos and hilarity. But if there's one thing it's become really good at, are riveting mother-daughter scenes. Because guess what? Here comes another one that I was not expecting.
This is worse than I thought it could be. My gosh, this Britney situation is, I have to say, I mean, I'm really judgy on this show, and I get it. Like, I'm judgy and bitchy and mean sometimes and stuff like that. But I do try in my head to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I remember saying last week with Britney, with this whole thing, people coming after, Whitney saying, no, you need to stop dating him for 30 days and prove to your daughter. And I was like, well, but did the daughter even ask for that? Like, is that really the problem? Like, what is the problem? Because it's never really been explained. Britney said in the past, I've chosen men over my daughter. Okay, well, that's a bad enough confession, right? So it's not like I think Britney's so innocent, but wow, it's a lot worse than even I thought it could be. This
It's
is
actually
bad.
It's bad and it's sad because what it shows is, I don't have any sympathy for Britney in this situation. She
No,
really
me
fucked
neither.
up. And
me
I'm not
neither.
saying you do, but what I will say is that I do feel sad for her as a person because she's kind of a broken person, right? Like what we really do see is that like when that first marriage ended, clearly something like I think she like couldn't deal. She clearly had to like excise that part of her life and just like pour herself into a new life that she's been trying to chase this stuff. But like this lady needs help. She really does. And it's really sad to see someone cause that much damage on her poor daughter because her own shit's kind of broken at the moment.
Yeah, I don't even see the like she needs help thing. I look at it as kind of like you can't really help a narcissist sometimes because she doesn't even seem to get it. Like she never really gets it. She can never really explain it. I mean, let's go on with it, for people who actually need a recap of it. But so first of all, I want to say thank God for traumatic parents because they do raise great theater kids. Because this kid, Olivia, is clearly a theater child. I mean, she comes in, she has the charisma of one, she has the outfit of one, and she definitely has the voice of one. She's like, hello, mother. It's like a living room play projected to the balcony,
It really is. And by the way, something that is, I think, also worth noting is that this mother-daughter scene that is going to be very riveting and intense is going to play out at sort of like the high top counter on the side of a coffee shop full of like lots of people just on their laptops. It's like, and they will wind up like the daughters, their voices will be raised, there will be tears. And I'm like, I cannot believe you guys are doing it. You're not even sitting at a proper table. Like they're sitting at that little side thing, like, which
You
is so
guys
appropriate
couldn't
for
even get a
Britney.
table. Like, oh my gosh.
So it seems okay at first. They hug, it's nice. And Britney
Well,
is
it's not
saying,
really because the kid walks in and she's like, hello, mother. And she's like, oh, hi. Hug? You want a hug? She's like, okay. So she lets her hug her.
Well, meaning it starts off nicer than where it ends. There are smiles that are present. So Brittany is explaining that her reading with Terrence was like prophetic. It made her realize that she needs to step back from her romantic relationship to focus on what's really important, which is her daughter. Is that prophetic, or is it just
No,
like
it's not that's not what a
the
prophecy
most
is.
recent person to tell you that?
Or is it
not
just something
prophecy.
that's obvious and happening in current times?
Even Whitney could tell you to do that. She did, but you didn't notice because you were distracted by the pain you were inflicting on yourself by stroking a cactus. So Brittany's like, well, so, honey, I got you a steamer. Do you get it?
No.
I was like, a steamer.
No.
And she's like,
What-
you know what I'm
what do you-
talking about?
No. No, I don't know what a steamer is, mother.
Remember when
What do
you were 4? You threw that tantrum and you said, I didn't get any coffee. But like, really? Because like I used to buy steamers. Remember? And that's why you call it coffee. Remember that, honey? You don't remember this?
Mom,
well,
I was
good enough.
4. I was 4.
Don't worry, I videotaped the whole thing because math. I know you love math too. Remember the video I sent you about your math test? Oh God, here it is. Oh, I can't find it, honey. It's in here somewhere.
So she's like, well, we were in Starbucks and you would kick and you would scream. And I'm not kidding you, screaming at the top of your lungs, I want coffee. And everyone would look at me like, what kind of mother are you? You give your child coffee? So, no, I didn't get you coffee. I would get you steamers instead. That was, still don't get it, huh? Don't remember? Nope, still don't remember. That's pretty funny though, Mom. Funny story. Yeah, that was.
This is you're gonna connect with something from her when she was 4 years old. Also, I just feel like a reconciliation talk should never start with like banter about steamers. I just feel like the word steamer does not really work with reconciliation. I don't know why. I think we already had a lot of talk about farts. Now we're talking about steamers. I think let's just like move on to like different words.
Yeah. So she's like, that's funny. She goes, okay, well, she tells us that with her daughters, she got divorced from their dad. She desperately tried to create a perfect, happy family. So she married again immediately. But she was caught in this tug of war between husband and children. And she thought, wow, I can finally get to my kids when I'm a good enough wife. And then eventually her kids moved in with their dad.
I don't believe
Wow.
that. I believe she was like, oh no, that situation was a failure, but I've got a new guy now and this will be perfect. So goodbye, old life. Hello, new life. I'm the new Britney now. That's what I think probably happened.
Or like the man left me, so I need to make sure that the man doesn't leave me, so I need to maybe I was too focused on the kids and now I need to focus on the man because the man left me because I was, I didn't even notice what the man was doing behind my back because he, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to keep the man this time. It's like putting the man above your kids. I mean, which she says multiple times, but it's crazy to hear this.
Yeah. And this happens a lot. I mean, obviously a lot of kids have issues with their step parents because a lot of times they're, they feel like their parents have kind of abandoned them to focus on this new person. It's a tricky thing to do that it sounds like Britney utterly failed at. So
it sounds like she didn't even try. She was just like, I'll get to the kids later. I'm just going to focus on the man now. And to the point where they moved in with her dad. She's just like, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that what Britney's saying that she was like, I figured if I was a really good wife, I could then get to my kids. I was like, no, I don't think you're adding this like little like twist to it to make it seem like actually the ignoring Olivia and the kids was somehow virtuous. Like you were on a path of misguided virtue. I don't think it was that. I think you just were like scared that you were going to be left. And I think it's what you said. So Brittany, she's like, thanks for meeting me. She's like, well, I had a 30-minute break, mother, between jobs, plural. So I came over to your house, planned to meet up, and then Jared at the same time. Remember when this happened last time? This happened last time. So I came over to your house and then Jared came over at the same time. And you guys just started making out right in front of me. Didn't even glance at me. So I guess the difference here is that a man you were dating was there for the first one. So now that he's not here, you're going to give me your full attention, which I appreciate. But I want you to get to know me. And I want to get to spend time with me over anyone else, especially somebody that you're dating, not dating. Who knows?
This was, oh my gosh, this was crazy. I mean, good for Olivia. She's like, I'm
so
showing up in my pantaloons and I'm giving this woman the business. And that's it. And I love that she was just like, hell no, lady. You don't call me. You don't make any effort towards me. And then you want to have a little pity on TV. So you're going to have me come to some coffee shop and I'm supposed to like jump in your arms and start crying over steamers. You got another fucking thing coming, lady. So you remember last time you tried this shit, you made out with your boyfriend in front of me the whole time. And that's the last time you tried to see me. So thanks. But it would be nice if you actually made an effort, that didn't involve a man being there or you being on a fucking camera. I was like, damn, Olivia for president. Jesus.
She was amazingly self-possessed. She really was. Like, we've seen a lot of these teenagers that they come on, they're usually a bit timid or they're kind of nervous or I don't know. They kind of mumble through their issues, and she was just like, "Nope, I've been down this road with you before, mother, and I'm not gonna let you get away with it. Now America will see how you treat me." I was like, yes, she was great.
So she's like, oh, yeah, I don't even know how that happened. I really don't. I've just been in the habit of choosing men for so long because, I have kids that I don't even get to see. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, 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 no. You're not going to put that on us. You don't get to talk about how sad you are because you have kids who don't talk to you. She's like, no, but I'm not. I'm really trying. I'm trying to get to know you. You like steamers. I got you a steamer. Here, eat steamers.
So then we see Olivia. She actually it's sort of amazing. We've never even met Olivia, and now she already has like a confessional towards us. She looks great. She's all glammed up. She's gorgeous. She's like, my mom was everything you'd want in a mom. So present in our lives. Every field trip, every dance recital, every school talent show, she was there. And she was so much fun. I was 12 when she got remarried, and it was like somebody flipped a switch in her brain to turn that person off completely. So like to go from, I love my mom, she comes with me to everything, to begging her for attention. It was so hard because I knew that she can be a loving mother who cares about her kids. I know it's in her. It's like, damn, that's awful that Olivia had to go through that and goes through it currently.
And such a crazy switch to flip, because usually I don't think I've heard this before, where it's like she was amazing. Like she went to every dance, every class, every recital. She was there. We see all these pictures of them being happy and hanging out. And it's like, and then suddenly she just didn't ever want anything to do with me because she found a man. I mean, that's just fucking crazy. And
Yeah,
she's
it's
like, I think it's
shocking.
important that you take accountability and realize I wanted a mom. I mean, what kid is like, I don't want my mom to raise me, Like, I can't wait to talk to my dad about periods. And Olivia's like, oh, I know, but, that's sad. That's sad, Olivia. And I'm so sorry. But I don't know how to make it better. I mean, I just don't know how. I can't go back. And she's like, yeah, I know. But I put myself in your shoes, and I think I would never do that. So why did you do that? And she's like, I don't know. It's not the right answer, girl. Like I know this isn't going the way that you thought it was going to go on camera, but you can't just do this to somebody and then just be like, I don't know, water under the bridge, right?
Olivia, well, I have a question. Have you ever seen the wolf cry at the blue corn moon? Mother, stop doing Pocahontas. You can't do that every time we have a tough conversation.
She's
Okay?
like, listen here, touring company. I'm not
I
going to
know.
listen to that. Listen to that off-brand Judy Kuhn. Okay, I'm not going for that. So she's like, yeah, well,
Amusement park singer.
yeah, yeah. I'm not here for a non-union apology. Okay. And Olivia's like, well, I feel like it's important for you to figure out why you prioritize a relationship with a man over me so it doesn't happen again, because that's my worst fear. And she starts crying. And she's like, I mean, it felt like it was me. Like I was the one who did something wrong. She goes, I'm so sorry. Of course it's not you. Of course it's not you. It was me. And she's like, but why? And she goes, I don't know. I mean, you were there. You were cute, but someone thought I was hot. What do you want me to say? Have you never felt
like,
a spotlight on your face?
Mother, you cannot Weird Al the Pocahontas lyrics and see what you're doing. So, Brittany, have you ever felt a spotlight? Brittany is like, I'm sorry, you're my precious baby that you know nothing about, but I really want to get to know again. Like, you still like steamers, right? Mother, get off the steamers. I don't know what you're talking about. I was 4. Okay. Look, I just would love the opportunity. Okay. If you'll let me get to know you. She's like, well, I just don't want to get hurt again. I'm sorry.
Why are
I'm
you
scared.
rubbing a cactus? Your hands are bleeding. It's just something I do now. I'm sorry.
Don't you? Don't you remember when you were 2? We looked at the cartoon cactus on TV and you loved it and you laughed so much. I was 2, Mother. I was 2. I don't like cacti anymore.
This whole scene was crazy to watch. This was
Heartbreaking.
crazy. And just the end with Brittany doing her like Lifetime movie tears was, it was cringy. And I felt so bad for Olivia, although, good for her, because apparently she has a really good dad, and sister, because she is so confident and knows exactly what she's feeling. Like she's extremely in touch with what she's feeling. And it's so impressive that somebody, especially that young, can lay out exactly their problems. Like, here's exactly why I'm pissed. There's no, you know, acting out in other ways to kind of get around to the point. It's like, no, this is exactly why I'm pissed. When are you going to stop doing this? And Brittany's just like, Brittany's just like, I don't know, because
I think
I'm
one
literally
thing that,
still doing it with Jared. So what can I tell you?
I think
you know,
one thing that like we, and by not just the two of us, but I think like the audience has always noticed about Brittany is the way this group will just slam her left and right all the time. And she's like, guys, and we always laugh how like she just keeps on taking it. Like they will say the meanest things. Like last week, Bronwyn was like, you guys, I think we can all agree we all have good hair, so let's stop making fun of each other. Well, of course, except for Brittany. It's just like she gets strays left and right. And it's like funny because she just takes it. But it also kind of speaks to like this like emotional shell that she has, where I think that she just doesn't get like she doesn't get the emotional input or understand like something is kind of broken in her. And so when you see that applied to her relationship with her daughter, it's like not as funny anymore, because I mean it'll still be funny when she receives strays, but like the way I think sort of like that emotional numbing that she has when she receives these strays, when it's applied to how she's receiving very earnest and sincere cries for help from her daughter, it's like it lands in a very different way.
I think she's just a narcissist who loves attention, and that's all she knows. And like the lady's making fun of her, she doesn't care because it's funny. You know, she's on a TV show, so she's being mentioned, and that's all she cares about. Like she showed up to an interview last week, you know, after they did the Vanity Fair. They did the Vanity Fair article, and all the ladies were featured as desperate housewives. It was you know, a play on that shoot or an homage to that shoot. And so everybody showed up in the same bathing suits and did the same poses. And Brittany was like the only one who was left out of it. So she showed up to the interview wearing a bikini, you know, wearing
Yeah.
and like, it's funny because like, haha, but it's also just somebody who it's just shameless, you know, it's just a shameless
right, well, also
person.
it's like, because she was like, guys, I had to wear this. I mean, come on, right? Of course I had to wear it. I'm like, you didn't have to. It wasn't like no one was crying out being like, oh my God, Brittany must wear a swimsuit. That would be hilarious. She thinks that though, which does speak to some sort of narcissistic quality that she has. So now let's go over to Meredith and Heather walking alongside a chain link fence with snow melting on the side.
I love a good old fashioned SLC scene, you know? This is like the exterior of a junkyard. All right, let's do this scene. So they drive up, and Heather's like, oh my God, are you driving yourself? Look at this. Meredith Marks is driving herself. I never thought I'd see it.
Yes, this is true, but it's been a tough 24 hours. Yesterday afternoon, my throat was getting sore. Sorry, Heather. And so I went and grabbed the coldies, and I didn't even chew it, and I chipped a tooth on the candy somehow. And then Brooksy was walking around barefoot, and I said, don't walk, you'll cut your foot on the tooth shard that's on the floor. It was very scary.
Then somehow I walked to the edge of the bathroom. I kicked my toe on the shower. That toe is blue. Backing away from that, I stepped on a Lego, waved my arms until I cracked my hand into a mirror and flew down the stairs head first. Tumble, tumble, tumble. Hit my head on the chandelier. That fell down. Crashed down on my knee. Before you knew it, I grabbed for anything I could. It was a fire poker. I started waving at the chandelier and electrocuted myself. And then the house started on fire. It was just quite a day.
And then
So sorry if I'm limping.
when I tried to go upstairs to save my toddler, a paint can came swinging down on a rope and hit me in the forehead. And I thought, oh my God. And then I went down to the boiler room and I burned myself on the boiler. One thing after another. Oh my God, I'll never go back to that house again.
It's like I was trying to rob my own parents' house.
Oh, that sounds awful. Well, is that why you're wearing those? It seems like this doesn't seem like the right shoes for this walk.
Well, honestly, it's easier because my legs are conditioned to being in heels. My mother put me in heels as soon as I came out of the womb, and I've actually never worn anything flat before, so I actually have feet that are in the shape of pumps.
So funny. She's like, I'm conditioned to being in heels, so it's healthier.
Well, anyway, this is a beautiful environment that you've chosen for us. I love the way the sun hits that dirty snow over there in the corner. It's very scenic.
Well, can we talk about the garden party that quickly turned? Well, I went shopping with Lisa, and there was part of me that felt like I wasn't getting through it all. I mean, how many times do you have to say sisterhood before a person gets it, you know? Oh, gosh. And you know I love Lisa. I've always loved Lisa, haven't I? And I just want to defend her, don't I? Oh, but I also don't want to be a fool because, you know, also I wasn't Lisa's friend for a while, and this is very recent. So it's the first time I'm seeing how she pulls you in and kind of slings the mud. And like I used to think she was truly fearless, and now I'm wondering if she was fearless, she'd just say these things to our faces and not drop them in other people's buckets.
She does say them to your faces. You are such a manipulator. I cannot believe you. Not only did you start this whole war between everybody, but now you're sitting here acting like she's saying things behind your back. Everything that she said to your all's face.
And also her saying, like, Heather saying, wow, you know, this, now I'm seeing how she pulls you in and then slings mud. I was like, Heather, this is what you would always accuse her of for the first 3 seasons of the show, 3 or 4 seasons. And I love Heather being like, I always thought Lisa Barlow was fearless. Oh, God. Come on.
So she's like, yeah, I mean, it feels like the pieces are falling into places. Like, you know, she has a very specific move, and that's to dig up dark skeletons.
I think the best, and I mean this as a compliment, but I think the best detective work on this show, wasn't that you who found Monica's, you know, Monica's,
Yeah.
I think that was the best detective work. I mean, what would you blame Lisa for doing detective work on? I think she's gotten caught on the necklace thing, but I don't even think that was bad because Bronwyn was not lying about the necklace, which we found out later. And what else was there? Am I forgetting something?
I'm not sure. Well, maybe Lisa was behind saying that Angie was in the Greek mafia that same season. I'm not sure. I don't know what other stuff Lisa has done. Well, what Lisa does is she throws out accusations. That's not what I heard. I heard that you were doing this or that. Like she does kind of like, remember at the end of last season, she said something kind of like, well, I heard that you were doing threesomes. I think she said that to Angie or what. She hurls rumors that she may or may not have
Monica
heard
Garcia brought up the Greek mafia stuff, and Meredith Marks was accused of bringing up the rumors. I had to
that's
Google
what it
it.
was. I apologize. It's so much has happened.
No, I mean, there's a lot. So much happens on this show, you know? Like, you have to look
So
at
Heather's
it
like,
sometimes.
Well, it made me think, why did you let Lisa off the hook at Whitney's party? That was supposed to be the time when you turn on her. That's why we were all there. Well, the thing is, when Lisa and I had our falling out a couple of years ago, she did profusely apologize to me for years.
You know why? Because she got caught red-handed, and she couldn't deflect, and she couldn't avoid it, and she couldn't bob and weave, and she was caught, and so she owned it.
Yeah, but that wasn't even talking behind her back. That was going off to herself in a bathroom on a mic when the mic was on, right? That's what they're
right.
talking
Well, but then the
about,
question was
whole-
whether or not she was like aware. Like, was it a hot mic moment intentionally or was it unintentional? That was always the debate. So Meredith says,
Well, my view is that when somebody shows you who they are, you deal with them accordingly, okay? But what if she didn't, right? And you're considering that, like, what if she didn't? Well,
She's like, but Meredith, she did it. I mean, God love her. We've known this woman for so many years. I mean, it tracks. You know, she's never going to say she did it and she's sorry. But it's kind of what Angie was saying. You know, she's done it to everyone at different times. And it just makes me doubt Lisa. And that's why I believe Angie.
So see, Heather's trying to submit. She's playing her hand too soon because she started the season like subtly trying to throw Lisa under the bus. And now she's like literally trying to rally everybody. But it's Lisa, so it'll probably work. She'll get Lisa to lose her shit in 2 seconds. But
I mean, look, Heather, from my standpoint, I don't have a great track record with Angie. So at this point, she said she didn't do it. I have to give her the benefit of the doubt until I have something coming to me that tells me otherwise.
so she's like, listen, I believe Lisa. Why is Angie's mouth, why is whatever comes out of Angie's mouth gospel? You know, like,
What about the commentary on your Barbie scissor kicks? Was that true too?
We see a
Yeah,
flashback of that. It's like, was
I
she
totally
telling the
forgot
truth
about
then?
that.
Yeah. And Heather's like, well, I don't want to be in a friendship with Lisa if I have to keep her at arm's length or watch my back or wonder if she's only like not digging up dirt on me because she's not mad at me right now. Who did she dig up? I'm just like so confused.
Well,
Who
no
did she
one
dig
should
up
be digging
dirt
up
on?
No one should be digging up dirt on their friends, and I definitely won't be doing it with my broken toe. Anyway,
Soup
anyone
Man-
who's doing that is not a friend.
Soup Man isn't dirt that Lisa dug up. That was stuff that was talked about on a podcast and that was people were talking about online. I feel like a lot of times they get on this show and they go look at all the gossip that's going around on TikTok and Reddit and everything else, and then they bring it up to each other and then they accuse each other of spreading it when it's been out on the internet the whole time. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So Heather's like, I believe that Lisa's done that though, and I believe that she did that to you, and it's gonna keep happening if we keep looking the other way, and we're gonna have resentments. And I don't want to be in a friendship like that. I really don't. This is a sisterhood. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Meredith would even think that this is something that we can just overlook. Like she may not have, but you know. Girls will be girls. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just sort of throwing cliches. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Am I right? Can't cry over spilled milk. Can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a sisterhood of cake.
Heather. She's trying so hard, but forgets that everybody was coming after Meredith for setting everything up for the past couple of years. Just like she's accusing Lisa of doing now. This was your storyline against Meredith for years. It has been for years. And now you're trying to get Meredith to say that it's always been Lisa. I mean, if it's always been Lisa, it's also always been Meredith. So it's like you're trying to get someone on your side for something that has been in trouble for the same thing for years now. So it's just crazy, this logic. So she's like, well, I just want us to be able to acknowledge when we're fucked up and move on. Okay, then acknowledge that you went and started all this shit with Lisa and the other women right at the start. That's what I say. Yeah. And she's like, we're the rest of us are able to say we're sorry, but I would love for Lisa to say she's sorry for a few things too.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. She ain't going to do that.
Now we're at Whitney's house, and I don't know what's going on with Whitney in this scene, but her hair looks crazy because it's like red, but then she's got like a brown patch right in the front, which I know roots, whatever. Her makeup is off. Like I think she was alerted 10 minutes before the scene that they'd be shooting at her house. She's like, oh my God, have to get ready. She looks bonkers.
So, all right. One of the important things about this trip is a preference sheet. And we're leaving, and you have to do yours, Mary. You're going to regret it if you don't.
So they have to fill out their preference sheets, and we see Heather filling out hers in a flashback with Meredith. And Heather's like, please tell us what your ideal breakfast looks like on this order. Okay, wake up, huevos rancheros, overcooked bacon, eggs Benedict, donuts, and sisterhood.
I am not really into breakfast. That's more of a time when I just feed up some pureed vegetables to Brooksy, but I don't really eat anything.
Yeah, let's just move on to lunch. Move on to lunch. Move on to lunch.
I want dark Tenigal on the boat, please. Dark Tenigal, thank y'all.
I'm going to say must have glitter spray. This is going to be an epic trip.
Oh, I'm sure Daisy's gonna love that. All your glitter spray everywhere on this luxury yacht. Oh, they're spraying their glitter again. What am I supposed to do? Just wipe up all this shininess? Just sink the boat already and send me off on a dinghy.
So
Whitney's like, I don't know why the bougiest person doesn't want to do the bougiest thing on the bougiest boat. Did I say bougiest already?
So they're trying to get Mary to do it. And so we see that Mary has very strong preferences, and it's 2003 Dom Perignon. We see the flashback to the hotel where she gets on the phone with room service, and it's like, do you have 2003 Dom Perignon? And they say no, and she's like, oh.
So she keeps telling Angie, okay, just put down 2003 Dom Perignon, okay? And parfait for breakfast, yogurt parfait, 2003 Dom Perignon. Like, okay, I got that part. And 2003 Dom Perignon.
Blueberries, Egyptian cotton sheets, 2003 Dom Perignon. Like, okay, we got that one.
Mary is like, I've been on a yacht before. I love it. It's something about it. There's something about a boat for me. It's like, feels like it's at night and it's just rocking to sleep. Maybe because I was never rocked to sleep. I just get it from the boat. It's like, oh, that turned sad very quickly. So Angie, they're just going through more of this stuff. And then they're just like coffee or tea. Speaking of tea, have you guys seen all the tea on Bronwyn floating around on the internet, which is a word that ends with T?
Have you seen Mary? Like just today, the first thing I saw was Bronwyn allegations of identity theft. Like, it's crazy, right?
When I read the headlines, I was, hey, wait, what does Trixie say? Oh yeah, gagged. I try to, oh wait, message to future employers for Justin. That's not a real gag. Oh, but sometimes we do the real gag. What am I trying to say again? I'm lost.
I was lost, but then I found gagging again. I'm back, baby.
That's why I'm magag. Make America gagging again.
Oh, we're gagging.
So I try to choose friends who are not part of the Utah crime circle, but obviously my picker's wrong.
So
I'm
they're like,
gagged.
so has anyone talked to Bronwyn? Has anyone talked to her? Let's go to Bronwyn at Todd at the Edison Club Social House.
Dun, dun, dun.
So she
Well-
comes in bikini bottoms, you know, which everyone, which everyone in trouble, everyone who's like suffering in the press right now. The first thing we do, like, you know what? I'm putting on my underwear and I'm going to dinner. Okay.
Listen, you gotta sometimes make an ode to SpongeBob and Bikini Bottom.
Well, I got you a drink that you like, loaded myself up on Diet Coke, so we're good to go. And I just, in the spirit of transparency, your beverage did have a cherry on it, and I did eat it.
I got you a Shirley Temple. Sorry about the cherry, loser.
Now they just call it a temple, because I ate the Shirley part.
Okay, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I know you saw my messages, these ridiculous headlines that have nothing to do with anything but, you know, talking about all the things that have actually happened to me. So what are we going to do about it? So she explains to us there's two separate things happening here. There are mistakes I made in college. We're talking 20 years ago. Okay. And I mean, I had an eviction notice after I left BYU. I mean, okay, I paid it later. Okay. And then they're saying that allegedly I committed crimes current day in the last year or so, identity theft, grand theft, fraud. I mean, all these things listed under the penal code. Okay. There's just so many things under the same penal code. What actually happened was almost 10 years ago. Nothing recent, but I mean, it's a case that's dismissed and then it was sealed. So I just can't talk about it because it was sealed. Okay.
Almost 10 years ago means 9 years max, right? Like that's about 9 years ago. And 9 years ago was about 2016, 2017. I don't know. That still seems pretty close. That's like not like, oh, way back in crazy college times.
But then what is the year about? So if she committed crimes during the current day in the past year or so, identity theft, grand theft, fraud, all these things, then why did it happen almost 10 years ago?
Well, she's saying it didn't happen recently. She said the thing they're talking about is as if it happened just right now. That happened like 10 years ago, but it got dismissed and then it was also sealed. So I'm not even allowed to even talk about it because it's sealed.
Oh, okay. So she's saying this, they're acting like this is recent, but this was 10 years ago. Okay. So she's like, yeah, that was dismissed and sealed. And so I can't legally talk about it. Well, that's not what being sealed means. Of course you can talk about it. They can't talk about it. The court can't talk. Like the court is sealed. Your lips aren't sealed. Talk.
I don't know what the rule is about the sealing. You know, like I don't know what that is, but Todd's like,
Well, you know, this lying bullshit online in the press, it affects us all.
Well, you get a
personally
case
and
sealed if it's
professionally.
embarrassing to you. So if there's a case that, whatever happened and you ask for the case to be sealed, that's because it could be, reputation harming. I think you can get that like your first or second. I mean, I just watch Law and Order. That's all I know it from, law shows. But from what I understand, the case being sealed doesn't mean you can't talk about it. If you were the one that was being, it was sealed in her favor. You know what? Does that make any sense? Like you asked for the case to be sealed so your reputation isn't damaged. So you're the one, you can talk about the case. I just think that the court isn't allowed to release documents on your case.
oh, well,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So Todd is now saying how all this lying is affecting him personally and professionally.
Just the other day, they started telling me that Palm Pilots are dead, and that's only because of these rumors. God, my entire business is sinking.
And she's
So-
like, I know it's going to cause a problem for you. I know. I'm sorry about that because I know it's going to be a concern. I know that my name next to any of these words reflects poorly on you. And, you know, you need to be seen as someone who is, you know, trustworthy and beyond reproach and you're going to show Dennis the Menace who's boss. You know, I get that. And I know, Todd. I know. Okay. So I get it. And I just, separate from that, but I saw your text and I should think about not going on this trip. So I want to talk about that.
So just in case anyone didn't see the parallels, Bronwyn's whole issue with her mom is that when she had Gwen and there's all this crazy shit that like Bronwyn's concerns, Bronwyn's choices were last on anyone's priorities. She had to be more concerned about her dad and his position in the church and his reputation because of her actions. And that was a higher priority than how she was doing. And now here we are again, where she is the brunt of tabloid rumors that are embarrassing or maybe jilting or whatever. And she has to be concerned about Todd's position in his professional career that probably already peaked 20 years ago. Just want to say that she's found herself back in the same position.
Yeah, it is an interesting parallel. But I would be interested to see what this stuff is, you know?
Meaning that like he should be saying, not like, you understand that this is going to hurt things for me professionally. He should be saying, what do you need from me? I'm sorry that you are like on the receiving end of all these rumors that are absolutely not true. Don't worry about me. I'll get through this. My reputation is good enough that like it's not going to be an issue for me professionally, right? Like the fact that he's piling on and making her feel shitty.
Well, I think it's also, and I hate being in the position where I'm kind of standing up for Todd here, but I don't know what Bronwyn did. So I don't know how bad this is that he got this covered up and sealed and all of this other shit. So I don't know. But I think that what's exacerbating it probably for Todd, if you put yourself in Todd's shoes, is that she's like, okay, so all these rumors are about me. So I'm going to go film a TV show on a boat with these women who are going to do nothing but make this 20 times worse, you know, because I'm obsessed with being on this TV show. So I think he's just like, oh my God. I think he's just like, can we just get off this fucking TV show at this point? What more do you need? Like now they're really trying to ruin our lives. Like what more do you need? You know, I mean, I get you're supposed to support your spouse, but like if it seems like it's ruining your whole life, how much support are you supposed to give before it's like, well, when do you support me? Like how much of this is going to ruin my life that I have to just put up with so you can be on your TV show? It's not like it's just some fun TV show that happens to be a minor inconvenience. This is like life ruining stuff, you know?
Well,
I think any spouse would be a little bit like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, but I think then that conversation happens before you start up your next season, right? Like it's like, this is ruining our life. This is having an impact on me professionally. I know you like it, but I don't think I can do this or whatever. But I just feel like I just don't like that his first response is about like his profession, that like he's having this is gonna be harder for him. This guy who by the way, the guys he probably deals with in corporate America do things probably 10 times worse than anything that Bronwyn's ever done. But
well, I don't think he said anything mean to her. I think
just
his
think he should
line
be more
was, he
emotionally
said,
available to her
you know, this lying bullshit online in the press affects all of us personally and professionally. That's all he said. I don't think he was like, damn it, Bronwyn, what have you done now?
Yeah, but
he was just like, this shit in the press it's like a killer. What are we going to do about it?
But like she has to come in here and grovel and be like, well, I know this really affects you, and like, oh my God, I know you need to be seen as
you
important,
can't marry an
da, 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 da.
old grumpy man and then be like, why is my old man grumpy? Like, I mean, I don't know what to okay.
I
You
just
married
feel
a
like
grumpy old man.
I feel like this conversation can be had, but I think the priority right now is making sure that your wife is okay and like everything's in good standing, and that she knows that you have her back. And then you can say, but by the way, maybe we should reconsider this show because it's now starting to affect things larger than just like squabbles, you know, that you have in Palm Springs. I just felt like he was not there for her in this moment, and I felt like she had to spend more time tending to him. I know what you're saying though. Like we don't know like already how much he's had to deal with in terms of these in terms of these legal affairs that they've already been maybe a burden on them in the past, and it's sort of like bringing something about back ups, you know, et cetera. But I just didn't love that she had to come in and just take care of him when she was the one like having her embarrassing past.
I don't know. It seems like
they.
they've got a good partnership in a way to me. You know, I think we look at this and everybody's like, that grumpy old asshole, you shouldn't be with him. And I'm partly like that too. I mean, I was saying in the scene before, like I think a marriage should be happy. I mean, in my head, it should seem more happy than this has ever seemed. But at the same time, the vibes they have, it's like they're at this social club, they're having drinks, and her first thing is to come in and just be like, okay, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? They seem to have a partnership where it's like, okay, how are we dealing with this? Where are we going? I didn't really see her coming in here being like, oh my God, Todd, I'm so sorry. I see her being like, okay, how are we going to deal with this? You know? And him being like, okay, let's, I mean, I see it as them kind of, he's a gruff asshole. I'm not going to say he's not. Obviously, I've said it a million times, but it seems like they've got some kind of partnership that works for them, is all I'm saying.
They do. I don't deny that, but also they're smart people and they know about reality TV. They know everything comes out. There's no hiding. Every single thing is going to come out. Maybe they had convinced themselves that this part wouldn't come out. And if anything, we've learned from Wendy and Eddie that smart people do stupid, stupid things. But like, I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that they like. I just think it's hard to believe that they're. I don't know. I just don't like that she's not the priority in this moment right now for him. That like she's obviously texted him frantically to be like, oh my God, this shit is going public. I need to talk with you, etc. And I don't know. I just felt like it just.
Well, he was texting back. He was saying, yeah, I don't think now's the right time to go on a trip. A cast trip with these people. This is like some heavy shit, you know? And she's like, no, I'm going on the trip. So I mean, I don't know. But and here's another reason I have a feeling completely, another reason I have a problem completely falling for Bronwyn, because look what she immediately does. And when you say these people are smart, look what she immediately does. She's like, oh, well, you know, based on our past, there's a heavy possibility that Lisa started these rumors. You know, there's a possibility if she didn't start them, she's perpetuating them. And you know that? And I want to be done fighting with Lisa. And that she could have been sitting there pretending to be my friend and pretending that she wanted to make up. And then this is what she's doing behind my back that's pretty diabolical. This stuff was coming out all over the internet, I think, because people started researching Bronwyn when it seemed like she was lying all the time last year. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, here we go. You're going to scapegoat Lisa Barlow again for this, which she will use it. Lisa Barlow will use this. I see her. I'm not saying she's above using it. I just see Bronwyn seems kind of diabolical to me too. So I'm just not in the whole like Bronwyn's a total victim. Wah, 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 Bronwyn thing. I don't think Bronwyn's a supervillain either. I'm actually enjoying Bronwyn a lot more this season than I did last season, but I'm just not ready to jump in the boat of like, oh, poor Bronwyn, she needs more from Todd. I think she seems to get quite a bit from Todd. And I don't even mean financially, because obviously that's something. But I think they have some kind of weird partnership, friendship thing that I don't really understand, but it's not coming across to me as him being like emotionally abusive to her at this point. It's coming across to me as him being like, all right, well, how can we deal with this? First thing is probably not to go on TV and make this even worse on a group trip where you're stuck on a boat with these people. You know?
I don't think he's being emotionally abusive. I just think that, you know, he's just sort of, I think, condescending to her. And whether or not she deserves to be condescended to, that's the gray area. I mean, you'd like to think no one deserves to be condescended to.
No one deserves to be condescended to. I just think they have a vibe.
Yeah, but I do think though that it is a leap that Bronwyn immediately starts blaming Lisa for this. Like that's a little wild. Is it that is Lisa the only person she told about these things that happened in her past? Because that would make a little bit more sense. But it is kind of hilarious that she immediately starts pointing the finger at Lisa Barlow. Like it's actually a pretty big jump.
And I think a lot of the energy he's giving her is energy that we've been getting from him the whole time, which is parent-daughter energy, right? Because he's like, well, because he says, I wouldn't go on that trip. And she goes, well, what are you worried about? Which is such a ding-dong question. Like, really? Fraud, grand theft, fraud. I mean, what are you talking about? What are you worried about? And he's like, well, a tiger can't change its stripes, okay? And she's not going to change. And what I said to you a year ago, I don't know why you get in the gutter with her, because that's what it is. You just get in the gutter and muck around with slime. You get down with dogs and wonder why you're covered in fleas. You eat a lollipop and then wonder why your teeth got cavities.
if you decide to go, I get it. You're a big girl. You're a grown woman in a dinosaur costume and underwear in public. But I understand. Just don't come home complaining that you and Lisa got into a fight, because I assume it's going to happen. You're setting yourself up for it, and it's on you. That's literally on you.
Well, he's right about that.
I say fair.
He's right, and I think that's fair. And like I think he's fine. It's like, go. You're gonna do this. There will be a fight. I don't really want to hear it. I'm telling you right now, this is not a smart idea. But she's got to go to work. Got to get that paycheck.
Yeah.
So off to the Caribbean she goes.
Yeah. So let's see. Looks like a disaster. We see the preview,
Yes.
and Lisa's just sobbing down stairways the whole time. Got me the
It's a shit show. It'll be a shit show.
Yay.
Yay! Thanks everyone
All
for being here. Fun times.
Yeah, good times, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will be back tomorrow with a little wife swap action. Thanks for being here. See you next time.
Bye.